Can you imagine? A top-tier scientist in the United States who has reached the pinnacle in the field of physics astonishingly declared in a press conference, right in front of all the journalists, that there is a 1 in a trillion probability that his latest project could create a micro-black hole. If that were to happen, the Earth and even the Moon would be mercilessly devoured. Just because of this overly honest statement, in just 1 second, he plummeted from a highly respected national treasure-level scientist to an unemployed vagrant kicked out of his job. This man is Sturgis, a 72-year-old genius physics doctor. He used to shine brightly on the path of scientific research, but due to this fatal candor, his life took a sharp downturn. After being fired, Sturgis was disheartened. But who could have expected that his so-called way of retiring was to work as a stock clerk in a town supermarket, repeating the simple tasks of putting goods on the shelves and helping customers with packaging every day? His genius brain, which could accurately calculate the density of black holes in the past, is now pondering how to place eggs in cans so that they won't be crushed. This scene was noticed by the young genius Sheldon, who was extremely worried. How could his idol end up doing odd jobs in a supermarket? He immediately went to the school principal, using both persuasion and coercion, and finally managed to convince the principal to rehire Sturgis. However, when the principal made the call, the reply was a real shock. Sturgis had found a new job and was not considering returning to the university for the time being. In the evening, the family invited the frustrated Sturgis to have dinner at home. At the dinner table, the discussion about the possibility of a black hole destroying the world instantly ignited Sheldon's imagination. First, he fantasized that if a black hole really came, the TV news would urgently broadcast the end of the world. His father would give a tear-filled farewell speech, expressing his love for everyone. His brother would be thinking about having a sip of beer before dying, and his mother would insist on leading the whole family in a final prayer. The scene was chaotic yet touching. Then, the topic shifted to the parallel universe. Sheldon started to daydream again. If they were sucked into another universe by a black hole, everything would be turned upside down. His devout mother would turn into a hot-blooded girl eager to go clubbing in the nightclub. His beer-loving father would become a pastor who talked about God's will all the time. Most ridiculously, his idol about brother would become an intellectual, while he himself would be the only normal person in the family. That wasn't all. When the topic of the possible creation of mirror twins at the edge of the black hole came up, Sheldon conjured up a third scenario. He met another Sheldon. As soon as they met, instead of hitting it off, they got into a fight over whose name should come first and whose tone was more annoying, staging an absurd scene of "I'm fighting myself." After the fantasy ended, in reality, Sturgis and Grandma were walking home. Sturgis affectionately told Grandma that if there really was a parallel universe, he hoped to live in a world where they had never broken up. Grandma was deeply touched and admitted that she had had the same thought. But at this tender moment, Grandma realized that the affectionate confession just now was just another fantasy in Sturgis' mind. In reality, he was just walking blankly. Can a genius who has given up science really find a new meaning in life in the trivial work of a supermarket? And where will the complicated relationship between him and Grandma lead? Come and explore this life journey full of fantasy and unknown together.